Good evening and good morning, and wherever you are. My name's JP, and I thought I'd start this channel. I've been playing guitar for many, many years, and I've never made any videos about guitars. What I was interested in when I was a kid was sound effects and making great sounds. So I've never been particularly wealthy, so I thought I'd share my knowledge about what I've done in the past about getting a sound and making interesting sounds, making them sound like records that I've listened to, something like it. You might not get exactly the right sound exactly there, but you'll get something that feels quite good. Anyway, so what I plan to do in the coming months is to buy cheap stuff from Amazon and check out the effects. So come with me on this little journey. Now I've bought some effects. I bought 2 boxes the other day. Number one, I've got loads of pedals. I've got a big Boss pedal and I've got a Korg pedal, and I've got a few separate boxes. And some of them sound alright and some of them sound terrible. So it would be good to see what gets a good sound and see if you can do it on not a huge budget. So I'm going to unbox one of these boxes and we'll see what it's like. I've got a little setup here I can plug it into and plug my guitar into. And maybe we'll talk about my guitar one day. Let's get going. Now, first in the box. Now, it's just in a plain box. Says mini pedal. I can't even remember what I bought. So let's. Oh, there we go. Dist 111. Focus. Distortion 111. Probably the best place to start. The most basic sound effect is cranking up your amplifier. And this is the device that simulates that, makes it more controllable. And so we open the little box. It's just all cardboard. Let's pull it out and see what it sounds like. Now, well, let's have a look at what it looks like. So obviously, this is not one that you're going to be able to play straight away. You have to have a power adapter. I have an idea about doing that, what we can do about that, just for the moment. It's kind of got a nice sort of heavy metal logo on it. And now, oh wow, these knobs. Look at them, they're so sweet and tiny. Here, we'll turn it around now. Focus, yeah. Focus. Yeah, I might have to focus. But look at these tiny little knobs. I don't know if my big fat fingers can even, yeah, I can just about turn them. Level, filter, and distortion. So the Vivlex Dist 3, and it's got two kinds of distortion on it, vintage up there and turbo down there. Now I was reading about these because I was going to build a kit, and it had various options on it, and I thought, well, let's just buy one ready-made and see what it's like. So I found out about like what's the difference between turbo and vintage, and we'll go into that later. So the first thing I need to do is sort out a power supply for this. So the first thing we're going to do is build a power supply for it that will just run off your regular PP3 battery, which is normally held inside these boxes. But these things are built for a rack. So yeah, I've got a better view of it now. Where are we? We're upside down here. So as you can see, there's the so that one's there, the level. There's your filter. So that's a tone control really. So I'll just leave it in the middle there, put a level there in the middle, and then we've got the distortion. Oh, my big fat hands. There's the distortion and your turbo and vintage. So presumably the vintage is going to be a slightly softer clipping than the turbo, which will probably be a little more metal. Okay, and one of the things that attracted me to this was the true bypass. So that means that when you click it, although you hear a sound here, it won't in the amplifier. You won't hear the click on the amplifier. So you believe. We'll have a look later. Okay, now here's what you've got to watch out for. When you're say you're going to do this, right? So this is a little power plug. Just make sure that one fits in there. Yep, that's perfect. And this is a battery clip. Now, most of these power plugs on sort of the rest of the world deals with power plugs that are negative on the outside and positive on the inside. So they have positive positive inner. But guitar pedal effects, if you look carefully at this, you'll see that it's positive on the outside and negative on the inside. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put these together, but we reverse it like this. Okay, so give me 1 second, and there we have it. Now, please take note, it's not a mistake. As I said before, you have to have the positive on the outside and the negative on the inside. That's right. Now, this little device, this thing, cost me £24.98, £24.98. So £25. I was looking for something that would emulate my Rat, which in the 1980s was probably about £25. So we'll see what it's like. And so I'm going to set it up, plug it in, and see what it's like. Let's have a listen. Okay, so now I managed to hook up. There's my guitar coming in there. It's my Stratocaster that I've built up. And we're taking a line out from here. And that's plugging straight into the little tiny mixer that I've got as a sound card. Actually, I should review this thing. It's brilliant. Let me just tilt this over there. There we go. This is a Taeyeon Q12. Really, really useful. If you want to make a podcast, it's ideal. If you want to record, if you've got a really nice microphone, or even if you haven't got a nice microphone, you can get some EQ once you've got it into the computer. But there you go. It's costs about £18, and it'll support a phantom voltage. I've got that for my microphone here. There we go. Yeah, that's an M audio, and it'll take the 2 channels in absolutely perfectly. Here's our setup here. Now I've got. That won't affect it. It's not switched on at the moment, so I'd have to do that. But you can hear my... And at the moment I've got volume on full, bass and mid on 0, treble on 0. I have a little preamp in mind, but so I'm using bridge and middle pickup to get that classic Strat sound. And so let's see what it sounds like. This is, as I said, this is not switched on, and we're gonna start off with level in the middle. We're gonna have the tone controls in the middle. Let's try a vintage distortion first, and we're gonna have the distortion at 0 and see if we get any sound. And we may have to turn it up, but this is what you'd be. This would be the gain, and this would be the output level, and this would be tone. So here we go. Let's see what it's like. Let's see. Do we hear any click? No, there's no click. So what happens when we play a chord? Not very much. You just hear a very faint sound. So there it is, coming in. Now we can hear the edges of distortion. Okay, so that's full distortion, and presumably the level shouldn't affect the kind of distortion we're getting. So let's have a listen. That's right, the distortion remains the same. Now let's have a listen to what the tone control does down at the bottom of it. Bassy. Very bassy. Okay, so that's a tone defeat. It basically rolls off the treble as you back it off. So the most treble is in this minimum position, and the least treble is in the maximum position. Okay, so that gives us a kind of grungy, thundery sound. And okay, so now let's try the same thing with the turbo distortion. Again, let's put that in the middle. Okay, well that's so let's see what the top distortion, the top level of that is, and let's put it down in the mud. And yeah, so the level is normal. Well, it certainly gives lots of sustain. I think that's probably my favourite setting so far. Let's see what that's like on vintage. And turbo again. Yeah, that's a sort of Richie Blackmore-y sort of sound. I'm not going to play that riff. I ain't going to do it. So, there we go. A little rat, maybe a mouse. It's quite cute. 25 quid. It'll get you going if you want some distortion. I got to tell you, it's nice. I like it. So, the Vivlex, what is it? LEF 301C guitar distortion pedal. Quite cute. £25, or the equivalent in your currency. Not bad. It'll do. There's no noise on it, apart from the noise you want to make with it. And it's got, yeah, I think it's got quite good potential. I'll do some more of this. It should be fun. I hope you'll join me on the next one. Thank you very much. Goodbye.